Hello, and welcome to the Early Bird Special with your hosts, Carole Montgomery and Julia Scotti. And now, here's Carole Montgomery.
Hey everybody, happy new year. How is everyone? What day is it? Where are we? What's happening? I really have no idea what's going on anymore. But my ring light makes me look so much younger, doesn't it? Look at me. I look like I'm at least, 61. So, welcome to the Early Bird Special. Thank you so much for coming along on our lovely ride of frivolity, I guess is the word. I noticed that my husband's computer is still on, so I'll do this so you don't have to look at him, and you can see all the fabulous stuff that's in my lovely office slash. I don't know what it is. Used to be my son's. His bedroom, but he moved out, and everything you see around me. You see all the little Funko dolls. That's all his stuff, because God forbid the child would take anything home to his own place. So anyway, what is going on? I'm a little out of it still. I know the last time I was on, I was out of it. I think the quarantine is really starting to get to me. But I'll talk about it with Julia when I bring her on in a sec. I do think it's starting to get to me, because I think we all thought this was going to be over by now, and it's not, and it's getting worse. And like, I have friends in California. Our business. There's two, for the people who are watching. There are two big cities. It's, of course, New York City, and of course Los Angeles. And the stuff coming out of Los Angeles is scaring the shit out of me, because they've just announced that if you are call for an ambulance and you are not, and you are about to die, basically, they are not going to take you, because they don't have enough room in the hospitals. Which, so I'm still walking around with that type of that like I feel like I'm in quicksand, because I still, like today I was walking home, I was doing errands, and today I was just like, how yeah, so you know what I mean, like, literally, how did this happen? Where did we get How did we get this? How did this happen? That's my big question. Is like, I know how it happened, people, you don't have to tell me, but how did this happen? The greatest country in the world, and we are, I don't even know where we are as far as where the virus is and the deaths. And it's, like, you look at New Zealand, which is run by a woman, by the way, and you look at New Zealand, and they've vanquished it. It's gone. They're back to doing concerts. They're back to doing comedy shows. They're back to doing filming. They're back to go, and it's not just us. It's not just the Americans, because England's pretty fucking bad too. So it's not just that, but so I've been very moody, which is a good way of saying it. I'm very moody right now, and people who are watching, who know me well, are laughing, because they know how moody I usually am. Anyway, so I'm just very like, like, I literally do this now. This is my new thing. If I see somebody, I think I've mentioned this before on the show, if I see somebody walking down the street and they don't have a mask on, I give them this look. I give them the Brooklyn stare, because I'm like, stop it. Every time somebody doesn't wear a mask, I can't go back to work. And I'm really, really cranky about it. So on that note, I think on the cranky note is when I will bring my partner in crime, and my lovely co-host. So let's, you know her, you love her. Let's welcome back. Let's welcome Julia Scotti. Julia.
Oh, hey, hi. Hi,
Hi.
Car.
Hi, Julia.
I made the cover of the AARP magazine.
Where are you?
Right there. That's me. See, right, that's me.
Oh,
I photograph differently.
wow. I love the afro.
I think I have the answer to you. Do you get this magazine?
I think I do.
You should. It's wonderful. have the answer to why you're feeling so weighed down.
Okay, tell
There's
me
a great
why.
article in here about decoding. Wait a minute, I can't do it. Can you see it?
Decoding your belly.
Belly signals. It's all about your gastrointestinal tract, and and look, there's a great picture in here of your intestines, and you can see it looks as there's vegetables in there and tomatoes. I think that's a turnip. I'm not sure. And it's wait, it's
That's not what's in my gastrointestinal.
uh,
There's probably at least 2 bottles of wine
well,
in
but
my
if you take Metamucil, you'll feel lighter
and more
and
energetic.
more energetic. So I drank like a gallon of this shit today.
Oh boy.
I am energetic. I may have to get up and run into the bathroom like 5 minutes into this
Okay,
thing.
so I'm letting the audience know that if Julia just goes, I'll be right back.
It's the Metamucil. But
It's
you
the
should
Metamucil.
you should take care of your gut. Your gut will take care of you.
Wow. And now if we only actually were getting paid for Metamucil right now. Boy, oh
Well,
boy,
I
that was
just
some
was
commercial. That was
Is
some
it-
that was a great commercial. Why
Thank
would
you. Shamelessly begging for dollars.
well, listen, at least you're not begging for, 11,000 votes, right?
No, that's true. That's all I want. Just 11. He's pathetic. He's a pathetic
He
man, baby.
it literally somebody tweeted because Twitter gets crazy with this stuff, but someone said it was like listening to a long lost episode of The Sopranos.
Couldn't listen to an hour of him.
No.
I would just cut my wrists or something. But from what I heard, it's sad. You know what I like though? Where I live around here is Trump country,
Right.
and for some reason these people refuse to take down their banners, even though he's a loser. But what's nice about it is the weather's starting to get to the banners.
Oh,
And
great.
they're becoming all ragged and nasty looking, and
Sort of like the president.
Yeah, they used to be, Trump, make America great. Now they're sort of like, Trump, make America great again. I'm sorry. I'm fired up and ready to go.
No, I am too. But I've decided that tomorrow I'm deleting Twitter off of my phone tomorrow.
Good for you.
Just for the day. Because I know that it's going to be a nightmare. So I am going to turn on the television, put on. We've been watching. I told you we watched the whole series of Newhart.
Yes.
Right. And now we went back to watching Mary Tyler Moore. So on the second season, we started, and then what I wanted to do, and I wanted to talk about. This actually goes into what I wanted to talk about today. So I said to my husband, I said, you know what I want to do? I want to start watching the pilots.
Yes.
Of certain classic sitcoms, because it's so important as a writer and as a comedian to watch how it's really done. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
How it evolves.
Yeah. So we we're watching. We of course watched the whole thing of Newhart. Now we're watching Mary, and of course those characters from day one were set.
Watch the pilot for Dick Van Dyke with Carl Reiner.
Oh yeah, no, I have.
Have you seen that?
Oh
yeah. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was smart of him to put his ego aside. Well, Sheldon Leonard got him to, say you're not right for this.
Right, and that's why they gave him the part of Alan Brady.
Yeah.
So we started watching. My husband and I we were flipping through Hulu, and we saw Cheers, and I thought that would be a great one because I always thought, and then from Cheers, we were going to go through the seasons, and then my husband said, "Wow, let's watch Taxi," because he said, and he's right. The Carla character is basically, the Danny DeVito character in Taxi.
Yeah, that's and they were married too. Yes, yeah,
right.
That is true.
So we watched the pilot of Cheers, then we watched the pilot of Taxi, and of course, it's like sitcom 101.
Oh yeah,
all the different characters and stuff. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm just going to watch classic sitcoms.
That's what I do. I'm watching Frasier.
Yeah,
and I'm watching 30 Rock, which I missed the first time around. Holy Jesus, is 30 Rock funny? Tina Fey is just brilliant. Just
Yeah.
brilliant.
I never got into it, and my son was into it. So I'm trying to do it like by, I want to do all the old ones and then start, because that, I think 30 Rock is in the same vein of a classic sitcom, but
Yes.
it's later.
Yeah. I'm working on My Little Margie tomorrow. I'm gonna.
I love My Little Margie.
I remember at the beginning when the pictures came to life, the photo,
Yes.
and Charlie Farrell, the father, that's my little Margie.
Love
And they never tell you what happened to the mother. She apparently was, she ran away. She was a drunkard. She went into the hospital, and she's on Skid Row now.
Wow.
Yeah, My Little Margie, Gail Storm.
So here's the thing that I posted something on Facebook about it today, but I'm curious how you feel about this. Because I think instead of for my New Year's resolutions, I'm not going to do the usual, like, let's get into shape, and because it's not going to happen. We're in a pandemic. I'm not getting into shape.
And we're old.
And I'm never going to. Did you see that? I posted a photo.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If you go on Instagram, I know you don't go on it a lot, but I found that we were going through we were trying to, clean up this fucking room of my son's, and we were going through papers and pictures, and there's a photo of me with blonde hair and like a size 2 waist.
Oh, I didn't say that.
And I said, of course, you'd have thought that I had posed naked. It was the most liked photo I've ever put on
That's
Instagram.
Hysterical. Well,
But
I remember you back in those days. You are now. I mean, a very attractive woman, but you were a hottie back then.
But did we think that? No, of course not. I never thought I was attractive, but the point is I'm never going to have that waist again. That's gone.
No, but nor do you want it.
And also, here's something that's going to totally gross out our audience. But when I lift weights now, usually I do it in the morning when I don't have my bra on. So as I'm lifting, my tits
are you lifting your tits? Is
no,
that
I'm not.
One of those?
It's like that shake weight. You know how?
Oh my God!
Like, so
I'm so glad. Boy, that brought back a lot of memories for me.
So anyway, my New Year's resolution is that I want to, I know we talked about this. I want to do more writing,
Mm-hmm.
I've taken out, I actually found a script of my solo show. I'm trying to work on that, but I can't, and I have all these ideas. For stand-up, and for the life of me, I cannot. I think to myself, how was I a comedian?
Pick one. I'm working on a play. I finally, what started out as a 3-minute sketch,
right,
has now turned into a short story, which I'm now converting to a play. I'm in Act 2 of it. Oh, it's almost done, actually. You with the stand-up stuff, you pick one bit, and just don't do anything else. Just work on that one. And, and it'll get you sparked up. You need that. You're like an old engine that's been like a snowblower that's been in the garage all winter.
So it's like a lot of this.
Yeah. You gotta prime it.
I really like. I have ideas. Like Todd and I'll go when we go for our walks. I'll go, oh, I have this idea. I think about this, but I just, for the life of me, I cannot.
Are you writing them down?
Oh yeah, I'm writing down the ideas, but I get to, like The Office is now my office, as everyone, I've told everybody during the show. I've got a desk and I've got all this stuff, and I've got tons of material, and I don't know, I can't seem to get any.
Pick one.
Okay.
Just pick one.
Yes, ma'am.
And I have a file on my computer called shit I don't know what to do with. It's just lines. It's just premises. It's just lines. And every time I have one of those, I'll put it in that file. And
I'm going to do that.
And I'll go back every now and then and look. I'll go, oh, that's funny, Like now, I mean, I started to work part-time. I took a part-time job.
Right, you said that.
Yeah, but I got a good joke out of it. It's a good opening line. And I can share with the people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not ashamed. I'm doing DoorDash.
Right, you said that. You said that last week.
Oh, I did. Okay. And now it's like, I go to people's houses, but now I get into this whole Dickensian, it's Charles Dickens character. It's like, I brought you chicken, ma'am. Where would you like me to put the pancakes? And just people just run away. But it's I
Right.
keep saying to myself, it's good, honest work,
Right.
which is what my grandfather always said to me. And I don't want to do good, honest work.
Right.
I want to do show business.
Well, that's not good, honest work,
No,
people. You know
no.
that.
I
Where,
want to go back and do show business. So anyway, yeah.
yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
no,
do the one at a time, one joke at a
yeah.
time, Karen.
So are you writing? So like, are you writing new stuff now, or like, what are you doing?
I have, well, this play's been consuming me. I mean,
Oh,
it really has been obsessing in a way that I never had happen to me before. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning.
wow,
I'm up. I'm writing it by 6:30. And I'll do that for a couple hours, and then I go out and DoorDash, and I come back and I do it again. I work till 7, 8 o'clock at night on it.
wow.
It's. I've never had this happen before, and I don't know what's causing it, but I sure would like to hang on to that.
Right.
That spark.
Well, I always say with me, because as creatives, we all have our different ways of doing stuff. But for me, I always say to my husband, "Oh, it's things are starting to bubble up," because
Mhm.
I'm not somebody that can sit like the fact that I spent all this time going through all my like getting all the stuff ready. That's part of the bubbling up. I'm
Mhm.
not at the point where I'm going to sit and go, because that's not. I'm not ready for that yet. But
Right.
I'm setting up. You know what else I found? You're going to love this. I was going through. I actually found the first pages of my like the first time I was ever up on stage.
Oh my God!
It was
Wow.
so bad. It
It
was
isn't it horrible? I have notebooks too of shit I wrote like in 1980. I'm like, oh my God, I went on stage with that.
yeah. Oh, but that's the same thing with the solo show. Like I have actual not film. It's the we put it on DVDs, but I actually have two different like the first time I ever did the solo show and then the second time when I actually did a run in Vegas. And I look at it now and it makes me cringe. I'm like, and I thought this was so great and I got great reviews.
But at the time, it probably was great for I think
Right.
the fact that you can look back and go and cringe, it
Right.
says, oh, look how far you've grown,
Hmm.
because you can judge it from in a rearview mirror like that.
Right.
I look at I look at my style. I look at any comic will tell you the same thing. We want to keep growing.
Right. Right.
And then when that process is halted like this is now, it's you really do get sad. You just you're just like, oh,
Yeah.
and
Oh no, I'm that way all the time.
then you deliver chicken. I go to friggin' Chick-fil-A all the time, and
Really?
yeah, I know, and as an LGBT person, it kills me to go there
Of course.
because they're so bad to us.
Right.
But I got to pick up. It's a moral question. It's like a what do they call that when you call when you can't you're damned if you do. It's like a
Right.
Sophie's Choice, but with chicken. I gotta write that down. That's pretty
Right.
funny.
That's right. Write that down.
Wait a minute. All right, I'll
That's
get it
that. No,
later.
no, no. It's just write down. It's like Sophie's Choice, but with chicken.
So
That's what I usually do. I don't
yeah,
write the whole bit.
I'm
I
gonna
just
write it down, folks.
you're seeing comedy in the making, ladies and gentlemen.
It's how we make the
Yeah.
sausage,
Okay.
and
So
then we know how we make it, and then once you make it, it goes through your intestines. And I can't find my pizza. Keep
okay.
talking, Carol.
Sophie's Choice, but
Oh,
with chicken. I listen. I'm just
okay.
gonna keep repeating it because I know you're gonna fucking forget it.
It's a funny line, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So
Mitch has a good question for you while you're writing it down. Mitch wants to
he's
know.
my scribe.
Right. He said, "Have you ever spit in anyone's sandwich from Chick-fil-A?"
No, what was the civil rights guy that did that? It wasn't Malcolm X that had a job like that where he spit in the white people's food. Remember that?
Mm.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
No,
that.
Mitch, I never spit in anybody's chicken.
Jeez,
I would
Mitch.
never, even I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, and she wouldn't admit it on TV.
You're
Mitch.
damn right about that.
Now she's taking a dump in somebody's McDonald's fries.
But you can't tell. You can't tell. I mean, it tastes, anyway. Mitch is so good. He listens to us every week. Him and Don.
That's I know they're very well. We have a bunch of people. Hold on. Patricia Bramble says good afternoon.
Oh, hi, Pat. How are you? I know Pat.
And then
sure.
Gail says hi. And
Hi,
happy New Year, Gail. And there's Bruce saying happy
hi,
New
Bruce.
Year.
How you doing?
Nancy Lombardo says we have good lighting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess we finally figured out how to make ourselves not look 800 years old.
Well, I had to get rid of my ring light.
How come?
Because I had glasses on. I look like some kind of science fiction creature. I wound up having to sell it. I sold it to my buddy. She bought the green screen.
Really? You did all of it? You sold everything?
It was an impulse item. I could have been president with my impulse problem. But it was so funny because the day she took the screen home, it was open. And if you've ever tried to fold one of those things up, it's like origami.
Yeah.
It took us an hour and a half to figure out how to fold it up.
Somebody told me I should get a green screen too. I'm really trying not to.
Why?
Just because, it makes me feel like, it's enough that I got the new mic that I got for Christmas, and then the light, like it's making me like, I feel like I'm going over to the dark side. It's like, yes, we're only going to be doing this for the rest of our lives.
Well, hopefully some version of this. I think that's what the outgrowth of all of this is, that we found a new market, not that it pays anything, but it's a great way to get out in front of large amounts of people. I mean, I was at Hoda's house over the weekend.
Where are you? How is she?
She's doing well. She didn't know I was there, but I was looking through the window, and and I just against Hoda's win.
But nobody's doing anything. It's serious.
Mm.
Otherwise, I was, I really want to, I really think you and I should be on her radio show, and then she'd come on our show. But because nobody's doing anything, I don't even know nothing's going on. You know that, right?
Oh, I know nothing's going on. It's like my sex life all weekend, folks.
Because you heard me at the beginning of the show, like, so in LA, it's bad.
Yeah,
it's worse than
like you said, if you're dying, good luck. That's all that you got going for you. That's horrible.
And I just got something. I think it was from SAG, saying that they're going to recommend that they don't go back into production. Everyone's off right now because it's the break. But they can't go back into production. I mean, how are you going to go back into? So yeah, but someday we'll have Hoda on. One day, I think one day I'm going to just surprise you. Like one day we're going to do that, and then she's just going to pop up on the screen.
Oh, I would just be like,
I know.
I couldn't even speak. I wouldn't be able to speak. I'd be like Lou Costello. I'd be like,
I just want to say to the young people who are listening, Lou Costello.
Yes, Lou Costello.
If you know anything about Who's on First, that was what that was. But some of these youngsters, they don't.
I gotta remember sometimes. I make references that
I know, but I know them, so it's because I'm not as old as you, but I'm up there.
No, I make a reference in the play because the play takes place in 1969, and I make a reference to Bonanza, which if you know me, I love Bonanza. But it's a show about a single father with 3 40-year-old sons. Yeah, who never got married, and everybody that Ben Cartwright ever married, they had his baby and then they died. It makes you wonder. I think Ben bought the Ponderosa from the insurance money from killing his wife. Just a theory.
Oh, you're
So
making me
anyway.
happy today.
I'm glad.
Yeah. What did you do for New Year's? Did you stay up for the big old ball drop? No.
I was in bed by 9:30, I think.
All right.
I watched I've been watching a lot of movies. I watched Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Oh, that's
Have
supposed
you
to be
seen
the
it?
last. No, that's supposed to be the last film that
He was fantastic.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my God.
yeah,
They and
Chadwick.
they did dedicated the film to him at the end of the movie, and it didn't even occur to me that was him. I was like, this guy is great, and then they flashed to Chadwick Boseman. I was like, oh man.
Is it on Netflix?
Yes,
Okay.
I
Okay.
assume it's on the. Yeah, I think it's still on Netflix. That's her. She was fantastic too.
Well, she's amazing. Anyway, I mean, she's but It's one of the ones I want to that But now that I'm in my sitcom mode, I'm just kind of watching.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
I
But
From what I did was, I think I told you this in the last show. So when Todd was a little boy, we live on 58th and between 6th and 7th. Him and his mom and his brother would walk up to 7th Avenue, and there would be other people from the other buildings, and they'd have lawn chairs, and they'd watch the ball drop. Okay.
oh, how cool!
Yeah, but since we've lived here, we've been here now 15 years. You can't go. You could never go on 7th Avenue because it would just it's busy as it is down by
Right.
Times Square. So I said to Todd, I said I'm gonna because Todd actually was actually working for the Dick Clark show. He was doing security, and so I said I'm gonna just walk down there, and I did. And what was interesting was, so I got to see the ball drop.
You went to Times Square?
No, I went to 57th and 8th and
Okay.
7th, right by my apartment,
Right.
because I'd heard about this for my whole time with Todd, that they used to do this. What was fascinating is that the cops had blocked off 57th and 7th going south, so cars couldn't go down there. So all these cabbies and livery drivers, there was no traffic from Central Park to 57th Street, where they closed it off, and everyone had stopped, and everyone was out of their cars
Oh wow!
watching the ball drop.
Oh,
It was
cool.
quite cool.
No,
It was
it's
really-
nothing like New York, boy.
Yeah. So, and it was nice. I mean, there were a lot of people, and I'm so freaked out about, but it wasn't like we were squashed. Everybody was social distancing. Everyone had masks on, but it was, because I said, and even when Todd was there, he was right by where the stage was, and he said it was so bizarre. It was so bizarre. He took pictures of seeing Times Square at night when the ball is supposed to be dropping, and there's nobody. It's
I saw they had some shots on TV of that.
Yeah.
We don't do that here in the adult active community here. We watch the prostate drop.
Did you write that down too, Miss?
No,
Okay.
nah, it's too easy.
Okay. All right. Did you write the other one down?
I did write.
Okay.
I did. It's right here.
Sophie's Choice, but with chicken. All right.
Can you see it?
Sophie's Choice, but with chicken. Okay,
Yeah.
Good. That's good.
Yeah.
So let me just explain to the audience that, because once again, it's just me and Julia. I hope you guys realize that. Because actually, I kind of like this because, it's been a very long, it's been a very long pandemic. And when Julia said, who's going to be on the show? I said, nobody. It's just us again. Because we can just bullshit and then talk and figure shit out. So what do you want to talk about?
Oh shit, man! Don't give me that. I got nothing. No, I did this. I try to make lemonade out of lemons. That's a stupid thing to say. What else would you make out of lemons? Unless you have a piece of fish, then you can squeeze. But other than that, you got to make lemonade, or you can use the zest.
Right.
Sometimes you use the zest in a cake.
Very nice.
But I've digressed here. This pandemic really just sort of. Went through my stages of grief. I was angry, as you know. We talked about it, and I finally resolved to make the most of this time.
Right.
which is when the creative floodgates started to open, which
Right.
is what I'm trying to tell you. If you go with it, stuff will happen. And
Yeah, I no, I absolutely agree. I can't explain it. It's just so weird. Like I actually, over the summer when we were doing the outdoor shows, and I have, like I said, I have a good probably 7 to 10 new minutes, but it's all stuff on the pandemic.
Mhm.
So, which is great, but at some point that's going to have to either be filmed somewhere and gone because once we get back in 2030, nobody wants to talk about the shit anymore. Like I mean, the jokes I have are great jokes,
Yeah.
but it's going back to what I was doing before the pandemic, talking about aging and what it's like to be a woman this age and ageism and sexism. And so trying to get back into that frame of mind, that's the thing that I'll get there.
I feel that the age thing when I'm delivering chicken. I mean, it's like I say chicken like that. I deliver other things, but I use chicken because it's a funny word.
It's a funny word, chicken.
But I always feel like when I'm getting out of the car carrying their order, that the person in the house is going, "Honey, come here. Look at this poor old woman. She can't even get up the stairs with the bag of chicken." You think, go help her. Go help. I'm not helping her. What am I paying for? That.
Right.
I just see that whole scenario. But those kinds of things stay in your head and they become material later on.
Right. Well, the thing that I said, and I think I mentioned this. I might have mentioned it last week. Oh no, actually, I think I came up with it over the weekend because I had done a show and everyone's talking about the vaccine and who's getting it and who's not. And I said, finally, there's something good about being old because we get it first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, finally, something good about being an old fucker.
Unless we're dying, then we get it last.
Yeah.
We don't get it at all. Hey, how's Larry King?
I don't know. Anyone
know?
I can't believe
he's in the hospital. I know with COVID, right? I can't believe I can't believe it.
I can't believe he's still alive.
I didn't want to say that.
Well, that's why I could say.
I know, but what if he goes while we're on, we're doing the show? You're gonna be like, oh my God, Carole.
If only we had. Yeah, if only we had that. If we had that fucking power,
killed Larry King.
We killed Larry King. And you heard about the thing with Tanya Roberts? Did you hear about that story?
She died twice. Yeah,
she died twice.
She died twice. I know that must have surprised her when to read. When she was. Well, she wasn't at that point. She wasn't. I don't know who she is.
She was a Bond girl.
Yeah.
And also, did you ever see that 70s show?
I did see it. I've seen a few episodes.
She, I think, played, I want to say, maybe Ashton Kutcher's stepmom. She
played Mrs. some Italian name, right?
Mrs. Yeah, Barati, yeah, I think that. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Gail says to say that he's out of they reported he's out of ICU. So you see, we didn't kill him. Thank God.
Thank you, Gail. And
Thank
now
God.
Sports. Here's Larry.
I'm always a surprise though. Like, let's talk about this. Fuck this. Let's talk about the virus and the amount of fear that the media on all sides. This isn't a left or a right thing. This is the media, period. Because the problem I have is all the politicians that have gotten it. They have managed, except for two. I think it was Ben Carson. Is it Ben Carson? No, Ben Carson survived. It was the
other guy that just
Herman Cain. Herman Cain.
Well, Herman Cain, and then this guy that just got sworn.
The congressman.
Yeah, yeah.
Out of, let's say, 50 congressmen, senators, political people, only 2 have died, and
only.
But do you understand what I'm saying? I sometimes I wonder, are we told this so we'll stay home and be, because I'm terrified. I mean, like Todd had to go get his, before he went and did the thing with Dick Clark, they gave him a COVID test. He was negative. So that was on Thursday. Everybody he worked with, but he worked with cops and there's, everybody,
Sure.
They had to make sure that, J-Lo was there, or Cyndi Lauper everyone was tested. And they say that if you come in contact with somebody, you'll know soon. You'll know within 2
Usually
to 5
3
days.
days. Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
and he's fine. Knock on my fucking weird wood that I have for my desk. But like you just get terrified because what happens if you do get it? Like we're not going to get like if we get it, we're not getting the fucking high end shit that fucking like that Giuliani survived COVID is amazing to me. Like what did they give him that he was able to survive?
Uh, uh, they, baby sweat, baby urine. They just. I don't know what the hell they gave him. Did he survive? I mean? He doesn't look like he survived anything.
But that's the thing is that so many people have gotten it and they've survived, and then you hear about all these other people that don't survive. So why did so many people die? Is my point.
All right. Well, first of all, 40% of the deaths are people in nursing homes, elderly, compromised people. That's number one.
Right.
And the odds are you're going to survive it.
Right.
The fatality rate, I think, is with this version, I think is 3 to 4%.
Right.
The thing that bothered me about the media is that this new strain that they found.
Oh God.
They're making it sound like Dr. Evil landed and opened up a can of whoop ass full of COVID super flu. And the fact of the matter is, it's probably been here for months already.
Right.
And the thing of it is, the vaccine works on that too.
Right.
So if it's been around. But they made it. They needed to fill news cycles with it. And what better way to compound fear with more fear? It's like Roosevelt said, "We have nothing to fear but this new strain of COVID. It's an ass kicker."
Well, what my husband said was, and I think he's right. He's into science and logic. Me, I'm just like Dick.
You're married to Mr. Spock.
Yes, I am. And he said that every virus mutates. Like the people that originally when it was here in New York, the people that were getting it back then. That was the strongest of it. Okay, even the virus that's closing down LA is a weakened version.
Right.
So
it will eventually water itself down.
Right, and so this new strain is also a watered down version of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's I agree with you on the I agree with you on the thing about that it's not as deadly as it keeps going through people. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but oh no, that's what I was going to say. So the thing about the media and having to fill time, that's why El Duce was elected, because they were like, this guy's great.
He's a godsend.
Yeah. We can fill the news cycle with him constantly. So now that they have COVID, we don't need you anymore, sir. We're going to do this. But it really is like I have to watch myself. Because I have I have I have blood pressure and cholesterol and all that stuff, so I have to be careful,
Sure.
And the reason I get nervous is because I think I told you this when the first special aired that night, the night that we aired, we had a little private thing at one of my friend's house, and I remember I got something on the roof of my mouth that I was like, oh, that's weird, and from that turned, I don't know what it was up in the roof of my mouth, but I ended up getting pneumonia.
From that?
I think that was the beginning of it, and it blew into pneumonia.
Wow.
And that was also, if anybody is listening who's very new agey and woo-woo stuff, it was, that was probably 40 years of busting my ass and finally achieving a dream, and it happened, and my body just went, fuck you, we're dying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm terrified of getting pneumonia again, because the type of person I am. How I'm like this. I was in, like, Todd was like, you haven't gotten out of bed in like 3 days. Like I couldn't move. And that was just regular old pneumonia. So
I had it 3 times after the surgery. I guess that's what kept setting me back to the hospital after the surgery was pneumonia.
Right.
And it's a scary thing, and this was
Mhm.
before the COVID thing. But
Right.
I've had pneumonia. I think I told you the story once. I was up in Rhode Island and I was on a gig, and I couldn't talk. I sounded like Babe Ruth at the Yankee Stadium when they, how are you? I was like, I did 45 minutes like that, and people are like, what is wrong with somebody? Kill that person, that poor
Wow.
comic. Yeah, it was terrible. I almost died. I was,
Right.
thank God I had my ex was still with me, and she didn't hate me yet, and she did, she just.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
pneumonia's
Yeah.
an ass kicker. You got to be real. That's what's killing these people. It's not so much the COVID; it's the
Right.
pneumonia.
Right. Oh, and Gail says to say the new strain is more contagious, so more people will get sick. True. True. But the thing is that like a lot of like so many people going back to the politicians will say, "Oh, I have it, but I'm not feeling any symptoms." So that you know what I mean? So it's like that's why this is such a weird disease. And then Rissa says, "I'm not sure. I believe Rudy had it." Well, there's that too. I mean, like
Yeah.
I wonder, like, because Don Jr. is supposed to have had it, and the best is yet. She was supposed to have it. Oh my God! I mean, Jesus! Oh my!
Really,
Oh my God! That woman scares me. She so scares me. I just, yeah.
it
And
scares me that she could sleep with him. I mean, just a
yeah,
he,
but
he's so.
yeah, and you saw that you saw the New Year's video where like she's next to him, and he basically puts her down and like says, that
Oh yeah, I
yeah.
know. I would have kicked him in the balls, man.
Oh
His
my
balls
God.
would have dropped.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah, no, that he's just like his father.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Please,
Oh God, but
don't get me started.
don't get you started. So listen, we're already at 40
Oh my
minutes. So
God.
let's wrap up. I'm going to ask the audience if there's anything you guys want to ask us because we've just rambled and it's basically Julia and I's therapy session now. Is this is what happens. This is what it is.
Ask Aunt Julia.
Nobody has any questions for us.
Nobody.
Wow. Nobody
Is
cares.
anybody listening? Anybody out
Yeah,
there?
yeah, yeah. No, we have people out there. We have a bunch
Okay.
of people watching
Well,
us.
let's go to the weather with Gail Colt.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. So next week we'll have Carrie Louise. So that'll
Oh
be
yeah.
nice.
Okay.
Yes,
Good.
yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
start. I'm gonna start again booking things.
All right.
I haven't been. You know me.
I know.
And also I should mention this too. I've had issues with my lower back. Did I tell you about this?
No.
Okay. So every time when I do, because I still think I'm like 40, and I'll carry a backpack. One of my good friends, Melanie, who is the woman that photographed us. She lets me when she's up. They have a home in the Catskills. So when she's away, she says, "Hey, if you want to go and go right somewhere else, go use." Go use my apartment. So I'll schlep my fucking backpack like I'm 40 years old and la 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 la. Well, my back is in so much like I've fucked up my back a million times. So the point is one of the reasons why I'm not as rambunctious as I usually am is because I wake up every morning and I have to before I do anything I have to sit on the floor and take my legs and put them up against the wall and stretch my legs out.
Oh, Todd must love that.
Oh yeah, he does. He does. And,
well, why don't you go call that doctor that Barbara was talking about? She.
I actually got his book. I got his book. And I go to a chiropractor, but it's just so weird. Like every morning now, you wake up and you're going to be in pain.
Yes. Well, I that's my life. My life is just constantly something always hurts.
Right, and so
that's going to be the title of my book.
That is it. Write that down. Write it down. Write it down. Something always hurts. See, look at this. This is like a writing session, ladies and gentlemen.
It is.
You're getting to see a part of us that you never get to see because we're actually working on shit.
We are. Something always hurts.
So for me though, as somebody like I literally have to do that, and if it doesn't go away, I have to get dressed, and go outside and walk for at least a half an hour.
Walking's the best thing that for that stuff, because I know when I wake up, like the reason I get up at 4 or 5 in the morning is because of that.
Yeah.
That and the cat. And you know, and so I'll get up, I'll feed the cat, and you know, and I'll sit. And by the time I do all that, clean out the kitty litter box, I can go back to bed again and sleep for another couple hours because I've worked out all the joint issues.
Yeah. And but it's for me, and this is like when people talk about how I ended up selling the show and doing this, is that when I did, all I know is getting up in the morning, grabbing coffee, and sitting down on the computer and working on the show. I'm working on Women of a Certain Age. You know, to the point where I don't have to do that anymore because I did sell it, and the show is, you know, a brand now. But now when I wake up, I'm like, okay, don't go to the computer, stretch a little bit, do the. It's just weird for me because I have to relearn how to be something that I've never been, because I was like, coffee, work.
Yeah. Well, I think we all had that. Maybe you more than others. I mean, I'm doing it now for the first time where I'll get up. Where it used to be, I could find 1,000 ways to procrastinate working on comedy. And now I can't wait to sit down and work on this thing. It's just and it consumes me, and to the point where I have to get up and my joints are hurting because I sat too long. You know?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to, when I get up after this, I'm gonna be like, okay. You know, and by the way, I've started to read the short stories, so don't think I forgot. And and I mean, I've only read a couple of pages, but I'm there. Do you know what I mean? Like what I love about your story is I'm literally in the story now.
That's what everybody said. I don't know what version I sent to you, but that's what I've sent. I have a friend named Paul Marzano who's a musician, and we've been very good friends for years. And he's seen this from the inception, where I've sent him the first draft of the story, then the completed story, and now the first act of the play. And he called me this morning because it's just to see how they've evolved. These characters, you know. So
but like from the, I mean, like I'm telling you, I read a couple of pages of it, and you get in it's the writing is real. That's the point, is the writing's good, because
thank you I appreciate it.
You know, one of the things why I'm watching all the shows and everything is to watch, you know, I had an old idea for a sitcom that I'm going to bring back, and the reason I'm watching all this is because before I even put anything on page, I want to see characters, because that's the only way you get anything is if you get the characters. And like I said, you go right into you go, oh, here, okay. You know
they're people I know.
Well, of course.
These are people they're composites, but
right.
And that, I think, as a writer, you know, we know this as comics, you know, we write about what we know.
Right.
And that's always and again, it's Bill Persky's rule about, you know, start with the truth, you know, and and so that's what I liked about this story, and it's drawn me in too. And these people, I don't know where they're coming from. This thing is like a gift from the universe, because it's just pouring out of me like it's never done before. So,
well, I hope that I can, by talking to you, I get some of that mojo, so I can start writing that way. So
you can, sure.
I know. I need to. I don't know what I need to do.
Get up your ass and do it.
All right, listen, honey. I'm gonna. Linda, is this your friend? She said,
sister.
Oh, nice sister. Nice
She's
sister.
Such an asshole. No, I'll tell you what that's all about. This morning, I was doing a dash in her senior development, and I had to pee, and I was a couple of blocks from her house, so I ran over there and I peed, and then I ran out again. She goes, "You're not staying?" I go, "I'm dashing."
Can you bring me lunch tomorrow?
Yeah,
she's dashing.
She's a little bitch, my sister.
Yeah, all right. I love you. Thanks for cheering me up, everybody. We will have Carrie Louise next week. Please buy Julia's fabulous CD.
What's it called, Carol? Do you remember? You don't even know.
I don't even know.
I know you don't.
Hello, boys.
I'm back. And you can download it anywhere, and if you put it on Pandora, you don't even have to pay for it.
Don't do that.
I still get paid on it if
All
it
right,
plays.
all right,
Yeah, I
all
don't
right,
care.
all right, all right.
Yeah.
I'm just
But I
making
mean, if
sure
you want to buy it, go ahead.
you should buy it because we're in a
Oh.
pandemic. God damn it!
And it might, if you look in the dollar bin at the supermarket, you might find it there too. I doubt it though, because they fly off the shelf.
And they fly off the
They
shelf.
do.
All right, I'll see you next week.
All
Enjoy,
right, honey.
enjoy dashing. Let me know how the Metamucil works.
Okay. You think I kid, but your GI tract is. I mean,
know.
look, this is just look. This person even has people in their intestine. Look, listen. You got people in your intestine. You got problems. You really do. You really need to take care of that. So.
All right, we'll leave on that. Everybody
All right.
have good colons. Goodbye, everybody. Love you.
I love you.
Bye, everybody.